What is up, everyone? Bombad fam. Let's see. We've got 6 viewers right now. I don't know. Hey, say hi in the chat, guys. How you doing in there? Welcome to the second episode of Hyperfocus. I almost called it Bombad Cast because I'm just not used to having another show right now. Oh man, look, we've got so many people in the live chat right now. At least 3, a whole 3. We have Hayden Gresco. How you doing, buddy? One of Scotty's students. Then we have Nick Milkey of Podcast of the Wills. Welcome, good sir. Bupenheim, how you doing, girl? Good to see you. All right. Hey, you know what? Oh, we got 4. We got quality here. It's okay. And you know what? To up the quality, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my guest because that's what this show is all about. The show is all about me and a guest talking about whatever the heck we want to talk about. Star Wars, not Star Wars. Star Wars be damned if we want. It just doesn't matter. But I'm going to stop, rambling. And I'm going to bring in the one and only Bryan Berry of Pink Milk. Bryan, how you doing, bud?
Hello.
Woo!
Thank
Finally
you.
Together.
Yes. Hey, Boop. I'll be a hunky boy anytime. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
And
Bryan,
Nick.
oh, man, look at this. We got Nick. We got Eric. Oh, go ahead, Nick. What about
Nick?
Nick
is a gentleman. Fantastic dude.
He is the epitome of Southern gentleman. And what Southern gentlemen should be is what we'll say. I'm originally from the South, but I don't consider myself a Southern gentleman. Well, a gentleman, much less a Southern gentleman. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, Bryan, thanks so much for coming and having the guts to come here and hang out with me tonight and just talk about whatever.
Thank you.
No problem. The show is rambling, Jerry. That is very true, Boop. Thank you very much. Yes. So me and actually backstage there, because that's the lingo. We were technically backstage. Bryan and I were talking about how much we love doing live streams with an audience and stuff because you can really just be absolutely empowered by a live audience. Oh my goodness. Look here we got Mike, hold on. Mark is here. We have Mark, I believe. Is that Mark from?
That's our Mark. Yeah,
that's your Mark. Mark Perez. How you doing, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
We have Pete from around the galaxy on his birthday, and from what I hear, he could be hammered at this time. And so, Pete, we're glad that you found the wherewithal to join us. And so, we got Jackson the Leppy. Here we go. Hello, good sir. Yes. So, Bryan. what
the
is
chat room? Love the chat room.
Hyperfocus chat room. Yes. So, Bryan, tell me a little bit about your show, Pink Milk. Tell us a little bit about that. The Bombad audience. I think a lot of people know, but still, let's get it on the books.
Oh, maybe not. Who knows? We have 2 shows. I have a podcast with my husband for us super fans and those forced to listen to us. And then we have a late night live stream where myself, Emma, Mark, and our newest co-host, Chase, all take weekly deep dive. Yeah. Oh, I'm so honored. We take deep dives into Star Wars and get real thirsty and steamy. But we have a really good time.
See, now I've heard tales of this glorious steam room and stuff. I haven't had the privilege of being there yet, but I kind of want to join because from what I hear, it can get pretty awesome.
It's fun. It's great. Nick's in there pretty regularly from Podcast of the Wills. It's pretty great.
There you go. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, guys, if you're that's the first and foremost line of business right here is go right now. Subscribe to you guys are on YouTube as well and stuff. Oh, well,
we are. Yep. Pink Milk Podcast. We are so close to 400. We only need like 9 people. So if you're in this right now and you aren't subscribed, you can make my day and get me to some zeros.
Go get this man. We can do that like easy. We've got 20 people viewing right now. Go to Pink Milk right now. You're on YouTube. You can come right back and make sure you give us a like as well on this video and share. All the general YouTube nonsense and stuff. But anyway, I've been really interested to have you, just absolutely interested to have you on because we're both parents. We're both Star Wars fans. You know, I know what it feels like to talking about. I love the way you talk about how like you're a Star Wars fan and your husband is almost like forced and stuff to and stuff. I know how that can go. But it's absolutely amazing, and I don't know. I have to know, what is your I don't know, what's picking around in your brain right now, Star Wars or otherwise? What do you got going on in there that
well, after, was it yesterday with Visions, that little tease, or Sunday, whenever that
Saturday, was? I think so. Yeah. Oh, a couple days ago.
I think everything I tweeted the other day, and I've been texting with my friend Mark in the chat there. Star Wars was so much easier when it was Walrus Man and Hammerhead and Squidhead. Like, we just. I mean, I love Star Wars with my entire being, but sometimes, like, just take what it is. Like, I am not someone who, like, I always joke around with Pink Milk. You come for the Star Wars and stay for the gay. Like, that's what you do, because we don't always talk about Star Wars. We talk about lots of other kinds of things. My big philosophy: I don't care about canon. I don't care how good at trivia anyone is. I can't remember ships' names or character names. Like, at the end of and it doesn't make me or anyone else like that any less or more of a fan than somebody else. Like,
right.
If it's the Star Wars that you like, then it matters. And it shouldn't matter if it's in canon, if it's in Legends, if it's in this timeline. Or, to me, like that's my view of Star Wars. Just come and enjoy Star Wars.
Okay.
Take what they give you. Let it be what it is. Some of it you'll gravitate more towards, some of it a little less. It doesn't mean anything. And just let it be. Like, just let it be.
Yeah.
Be a beetle. Be a beetle and let it be.
It's very what it's very what the Jedi should be. It's very Force user. It's just very like live and let live. No, it is very Beetle. Absolutely, yeah. It's more Beetle, I think, than Jedi. And so anyway, the Jedi should be more like the Beatles, honestly. They should be a little more about that peace and love and less about the slashy. But anyway, no. That what's funny about that is I am definitely someone who is into the weirder parts of Star Wars, and I mean, self-proclaimed canon junkie. I actually was in the chat.
We love coming into somebody else's house and insulting them. That's so great. Boom.
Oh, right. Here we go. Well, who is it here? Let's see. There we go. Listen, I was in the chat with Nick Milky there and Pete and my buddy Scotty. We have a little bit of a little text chain and stuff. And I was going on and on about the High Republic because I'm like almost like I'm coming down to, I'm in the big stuff of the new book.
Okay.
I went on a tirade, probably about this long in actual size, probably longer, about how I'm like, are you guys reading this? Are you doing this? I've got to talk to somebody about this and things like that. But I mean, you don't have to like it doesn't matter if you like the books. It doesn't matter if you like the comics. If you don't like any of that, if you, what your skill level or anything, I was telling you before we get into this, I got into this yelling at podcasts because they couldn't remember names and stuff, mainly just from my own, listening and going like, oh, I know the name. I know. It was mainly that. It was no anger. But you need, I don't know. There's something about Star Wars fandom, especially online, where I don't know. There's almost like a currency of how much you know and stuff. Like if you know a little more, then okay, I'm a little bit better of a fan. It's I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that I can't abide. I'm just like, it doesn't matter. Just like you said, be like the Beatles. Just let people love what they love. And stuff.
One of my favorite things is people that came in with the sequel trilogy. Like it's my favorite. It is my favorite person like right now to talk to, because I don't know a time without Star Wars. It has been around my entire life. It has always been my favorite thing. And I really like the sequel trilogy. I really don't like parts of it, and that's a-okay. But I am someone, like, one of the things that I'm really, really proud of with Pink Milk in particular is I think all of us are more interested in what the other, when we don't agree on things. Like, that's what our flavor is. Like, let's talk about what we don't agree on and share those things. The truth is, like, none of us until Chase came liked The Rise of Skywalker. And some of our biggest fans are huge Rise of Skywalker fans. And so when I learned that, I was like, you know what? It made me feel really good because I felt like we were doing something right. We were actually practicing what we preach. And that you cannot like something without trashing it. You cannot like something and still welcome the people that do. And I love talking to those people because I really want to love The Rise of Skywalker. I don't, but I really want to. And I'm going to figure out how I can.
Well, I mean, that's all of us in this space, in the fandom and stuff.
Yeah.
You want to like a Star Wars movie, right? No one wants to hate a Star Wars movie, although I think the jury's out on some people who start some things, certain fandom groups that we won't mention on this stream and stuff. But I don't think anyone goes into a Star Wars movie wanting to hate it. Like, all right, you got to prove something to me.
Yep.
We'll go in wanting that feeling we felt the first time we watched a Star Wars thing, that we got hooked, right? Like that's what we want every time you go in. And that's probably why we get, that's probably why we get so upset, is we're like, that just didn't give me that. Yep. It's like we're like the world's worst cocaine addicts or something. I don't know. It's like, I just didn't feel like the first time.
It had never happened to me before. The Rise of Skywalker was the first Star Wars movie that I didn't really like. Right. It had never happened. And I was like, oh. And it was funny. We had a podcast. We hadn't started much long before The Rise of Skywalker came out. Right. So, of course, we rushed home and have to do our immediate reactions because that's what you have to do. And I was like crying. I loved all of it. It still hits me like there's emotional stuff that like forever and a day, like it gave me certain things, Right. And then on the podcast, in the episodes, you see me go through the 7 stages of grief and acceptance. And like, I just like went all through it, which is pretty crazy. And it's funny, but,
that's incredible. No, listen, I want to make you feel better because I didn't love it the first time I watched it. I've come to a place. I guess I don't know if this is there is hope because people, it's okay. We're all different. We can all like or not like whatever. I've come to a place because I have a basically pathological need to just be in this story. And so I'll just like say, okay, I'll let that go. It's for whatever, I mean, there's so many things I like, but whatever, I can teach my Jedi ways to you later. But what I need to tell you right now is I didn't come out of it loving it. In fact, I was a little conflicted. I had to, and until I called Scotty, like either that day or the day after, holy shit. Like I was just on pins and needles, like a coke, like not a coke. I gotta stop calling them coke addicts. Anyway, I was like a smoker who hadn't had who's trying to quit, who hadn't had one in a while. I was like walking around like, like eyes out and everything. Like I gotta talk to someone about this. We'll go out. Like my wife at the time was just like, I don't care. Don't want to talk about it. It's keep your space stuff over there. It's fine. Whatever. And so it's like, and I know, like, I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I can do this. I can do this. Until I talked with Scotty, man. I mean, and just got his ideas, and like Scotty loves it. For a while, I think it was, and I think all of us, when a new Star Wars movie comes out, it's our favorite for a while. Sometimes, except for the Rise of Skywalker seems to be the exception. And I would say maybe The Last Jedi. I'm finding it's more than just there are people with legitimate at least who didn't hate it just because there were women and other things.
Well, that's why I don't like it. I mean, too many.
Right? Oh man, there's too many women. Take the women out. We just need. Come on, man. Come on. It's just us guys. It's just us guys here. Which, oh man. Anyway, don't get me started. Anyway, maybe we should. But
hey, man, real quick, if you don't know me, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about The Last Jedi. If you don't know who I am, I'm totally joking.
hopefully everyone in the
roast
chat
Jerry.
knows this is no, it's fine. Oh, Bryan, I'm so used to it. Me and Scotty just for our 100th and 101th episode, 101st episode.
Congrats. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a weird achievement that we are surprised as anybody that we made it to. But we did our top one, like we each made a list of 50 things we love about Star Wars, and it took us 2 episodes because we like to talk, obviously.
Mhm.
I mentioned something about Ben Solo coming back, and I was just absolutely in the best possible way. A lot of people are like, no. What, like it's one of those things and stuff, So I'm not, I'm used to it. It's fine. But let's take this away from being a therapy session for me. Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm
here for you though. If you need me, I'm here for you.
I
can
really
turn this into a therapy session.
I really appreciate it. It's just why, like, if I start crying, I don't know. I need to have like a title card or something that comes up like "Be right back." Pardon our said dust or something. I think I may there you go. Yeah, good. But anyway, no. I guess. Well, you know what? I guess speaking of all of these people who like to gatekeep and stuff like that. I don't know. I guess I never really got that. What do you think it is what is it in someone's brain? This is the age old question. I don't know. I want your sage wisdom, sir. What is it in someone's brain you think that may think? Is it superiority? Like, what is it? Like, I don't get the. I don't get the.
I think it's insecurity. I think it's insecurity, and
I don't think you're wrong.
I think it's just insecurity. I think there are people in this world that Lauren, I love you.
Lauren's the best.
I think there are people who meet other people and are like want to rise to that occasion. Or there are people who are too insecure that they don't believe they can rise, so they knock you down, so they can stand on you. And sadly, the older I get, I think there are more of those people. I have the utmost faith in humanity. I'm a peak milk half full kind of person, but like I'm someone who constantly wants to be better. I want my every show to be better. I'm very hypercritical of everything that we do. Like I'm proud of everything we've done, but I think there's there's insecurities in people from time to time that thinks if I want more, it means I was bad. And instead of going, I was great, but tomorrow I can be even better. And that's who I am as a person. I don't know if some of it is because I am a gay guy who came out in the 90s and had nothing and had to fight for every single thing that I have in my life. And I always believed that I could. It's one of the things I love about Leia. She persevered and she always knew there was more. She was happy. She fought for where she was at, but that didn't mean what she was going to fight for what she wanted tomorrow. And like, it's amazing. And she's inspirational to all of us for that very simple reason. Right.
Absolutely.
But I think, I've changed a lot, especially this last few years. We talk about the podcast a lot, how much I've changed just in doing a podcast. I'm sure, we all do this. But like I have a life right now that 15 years ago, I didn't even dream was possible for myself. So I can't be upset about things. I just like this. Like when Tom and I we've been together and it's close to 14 years. The idea that we would ever be able to
congratulations,
get married,
by the way.
Thank you. Like the fact that we would ever be able to get married, not a fly's chance in the world. It was never going to happen. And then having kids that we didn't have to adopt like separately and then have a second person come in or all this, like we are both adopted them together. It's just like, I don't have any business being upset about things. Doesn't mean that I don't want things to go farther and get better, but I can't be angry like that.
Right. Okay.
I just don't. I get you. In my opinion, for me.
I would almost say that you have every right to be angry about that kind of stuff because frankly, you're human beings.
Oh yeah.
Who, you deserve the same rights as everyone else and stuff like that, so it's, I think you definitely have, but the simple fact that you are saying, you know, like, why be angry, you know, and stuff with all that you have now, you fought so hard for and stuff like that. That's just it's. I wish I could be less mad about some things and stuff because
I guess I have the belief that it can happen because it did happen.
Okay.
And so I don't need to be angry that it's not here right now because I believe that it'll be here in whenever tomorrow is. Like, if that makes sense. Like,
no.
Because
absolutely.
It happened. So it can all happen. You know, like, it's just,
there's a way really awesome way to look at it, honestly.
There's a way to fight without being angry. There's a way to be very vocal without screaming so loud that no one's going to listen.
Right.
There is a way to do those things. And you need someone to yell and scream. Like, you need those people.
Someone's got to make the show so that people listen, because unfortunately people notoriously walk around like this.
Exactly. So you have to, but you need my belief is that you need the other person in to come and seal the deal, if that makes sense. Because you need the other person who isn't threatened. You need Anakin Skywalker to come in and bash some heads in and throw the tables over, and they need the negotiator Kenobi to come in and go, listen, guys. Or Padme. You need Padme. Padme's who you need.
You need Padme more, right? Well, which I love the way you're looking at it.
Compassion.
Oh man, yeah. Actually, I take that back. Yeah, let's leave the Jedi. The Jedi can do the things that the Jedi honestly don't need to do. And as I read the High Republic, I go, man, I know we thought like, oh, the Jedi and their height is what we got in the prequels, but the Jedi we got in the prequels were circling. The way I put it today, they were basically in Phantom Menace. They're circling the drain of eternity, man. And so anyway, Anyway, we could get into all kinds of stuff like that, but I love the way you put it. Like, you know, this happened, and so you want to think that anything is possible and stuff. Whenever that next day is, which to me is all about Leia and just that word. I know for the first couple years that Disney owned Star Wars, like people were kind of like, oh, hope. They put hope in everything. But it's so true. And my God, did we need that hope for the last several years? And just hope is it's essential to, I think, being a human being and trying to do anything good in this world. Honestly, hope is essential if you want to do any of it, because honestly, so many other people are so hopeless. They've lost their hope. That's why you have so many people walking around with their hands over their ears, like pretending nothing's going wrong and things like that. And so it's, I get to take it back to Star Wars, I guess, a little bit. That's, I think, the problem of the Jedi that we have in the prequels and everything towards the end of their time as an order is they were walking around like, it's okay. We're good. Oh, I mean, you could say Sidious was, definitely blocking blah, blah, blah. But they were to a point in their order we're finding. I can see you have thoughts. I can see you have thoughts, and I really want to hear them.
I am not a fan of the Jedi. The older I get, I love the idea of who the Jedi think they are, but what they are is not good. Not good. It's so funny. I feel like I'm in trouble all the time on our show because,
oh gosh,
especially Emma and I, just bash on the Jedi all the time. It's like it's not good. It's not good.
I think that any self-respecting and let's just say this, but so I grew up very conservative Christian and stuff, just down in the South and everything, I'll say, and which I know you and Nick kind of already had this conversation, so we won't rehash that. But the Jedi to me really, if you're basically religion and you are being used by the government as a police force, there's not just one red flag. There's like, it is you're in a building made of red flags. Like it is absolutely. And so that's kind of what I absolutely look to the Jedi. And that's why I think I'm enjoying the High Republic. I don't know if you've read any of it, but it is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the Jedi are perfect, but they're way better, I think, than what the Jedi. I want your opinion on it, honestly. Not too many spoilers.
Oh no, well, I'm far behind. I've read.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm halfway through Into the Dark, so I'm halfway through Into the Dark. So I've only read the first one.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine.
So I'm like way
no
behind.
spoilers from me either. No, you're good.
I think the Jedi are still great, but in reacting to the problems that are coming, they aren't thinking things all the way through, and we're starting to get the seeds of where they start to go down.
Right.
I think, and I agree. Then then you have the dark side manipulating everything and all. It's complicated, but I guess I think now about the Jedi, and the thing that I think I sit on the most is the fact that they take all these children away from their families and then show them no affection.
Right.
Like I don't. I mean, we talk about a lot on the podcast, but Tom and I adopted 3 kids through the foster system, and Tom and I talk a lot about found family from that perspective on our husband and husband podcast. And then After Dark, we talk about found family a lot as like queer found families. But
right.
These kids had trauma. They were taken away from their families, and then they were taught not to love anything. And it's so backwards to me. I can't. Oh yeah.
Right.
Mark.
I was gonna say Mark is trying to start something, and then he says, if so, everyone grab your popcorn. So you know what? We will get it. You got into, I heard your thoughts. We can get into it in a minute, but what you're saying is, I mean, I agree a lot with the whole, that's what I think, at least we haven't seen much of it in the High Republic, but from what I can see, the High Republic Jedi are the most mentally healthy Jedi we've ever had. There's a conversation actually no, it's in another book. It's not Into the Dark. Yeah. There's a conversation towards the end of oh goodness, I can't think of the name of the one. It was the middle grade novel from the first run. And there's a time when one of the characters in there kind of touches the dark side and is brought back, and basically is having a conversation with one of the Jedi Masters. The Jedi Master isn't condescending. He's not. He basically tells him, like, you know what? Just because you touched that doesn't mean it's going to define you. And it's like, it was a very mental health thing and it really, honestly, it broke me into tears at the time. Because a lot of this High Republic stuff, especially when the Jedi are talking to each other about loss and forgiving yourself, things like that. They talk a lot about that. But there was just, I forget exactly the way it was put, but it was essentially like you're not on a fixed point. You're on a path. Yep. And the path's going to dip down. It's going to do different things like that. And so there was something about that just really kind of stuck with me. And I'm like, I wish that the Jedi, and it makes me, I'm excited to see, I'm also excited and, like, oh, great. How did they get so bad? How do we get to the point where we're at in Phantom Menace and stuff? Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I actually do. I like the Jedi, but I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah, like, it's interesting because I think both the characters in Star Wars, and I look at Star Wars probably a little different. Yeah. Is I look at Star Wars as if, and maybe this helps when I take Star Wars, what's given to me, because I feel like it happened. That's what happened. That's the history. And so, okay, I thought I knew this person reading these books or whatever it is, but that person took a different turn. Why did they take the different turn? As a person in general, I am more interested in questions than answers. I think it's just fascinating.
Yes.
So I don't want and I think so much about Star Wars is very much putting on a helmet and how we see ourselves in Star Wars. And that's what I love about Star Wars. That's why I love to talk to people about who like a Star Wars that maybe I don't like, who identify with a character that I can't exactly relate to, because they get to hear their stories and they grow as a person. And it's interesting. And to have like Ahsoka's such a great character, because I feel now so many people love Ahsoka, but all of us see so many different things in Ahsoka, and to hear those stories is just so fascinating to me. But one of the things that the Jedi don't do, and us as individual humans are very bad at, is Star Wars is all about redemption. So many of us are able to redeem other people when they make a mistake. We believe that someone can fall down and get back up, and we root for them to get back up, right? Generally, maybe not everyone, but those
sometimes
yeah.
It depends on how big of an asshole. So
yeah, but we rarely do that for ourselves.
Right.
we touch the dark side and we think, there we go, boom, can't do it now, can't give it up, and that's how
It
we go
defines
down.
us.
Really,
Yeah.
and it's not easy. It's certainly
No.
not easy to like redeem yourself, because all of us have done things in our life that we're not proud of. All
Right.
of us will do things in our future that we will not be proud of. Like that just has to, like, we all, I think, have to accept that and believe that we can be better. You know, like believe
Absolutely.
that we can all be better and other people can be better. For
Well,
me.
I honestly hope so, because I mean, like I said, I come from a conservative Christian background. I know a lot of good people, but you know, there's a lot of things, obviously, that go in with that background that make me go. I look back on some things I used to believe, some things I used to say and talk about, and I think I really wish I could take some of that back, you know. And it's one of those things where you really do, you hope that we can change, you hope that we can get better, you hope that more people realize that, because it seems like there's a whole lot of people who get challenged and they double down, which I mean, I think I understand from a like you said earlier with the gatekeeping and stuff. It's probably from a place of insecurity where, oh, you know, like I don't, my entire framework's being challenged here. What do I have left if that framework of whatever I believe isn't true? And then instead of being able to change and adapt, you just double down. And then I honestly don't know where that gets you. I guess it seems like the more popular option. So maybe you still have a lot of friends. I don't know. Unfortunately, it depends. That's very cynical of me, though.
But it happens, you know, like that's something that the podcast has taught me. And I mean, I believed in it anyways, but having Pink Milk has really opened my eyes, because I'm very fortunate in how many people have reached out and said how they thought one way or the other. They had never really listened to queer stories before they came to us, and they now see things differently. They're like, oh, you know, that's happened like honestly a lot of times, and it makes me very hopeful. I'm like, this is really, really amazing. And I always give those people props for being that open, because they're going to come to me and say something like that, not knowing how I'm going to respond. Like I always, you know, I've had parents come and say, you know, I understand my children differently. I'm really, you know, like, which is amazing. Like it's really, really, it's powerful.
That's incredible.
Like, that's a big responsibility, but it makes me hopeful because I can see people changing. Like, you know, what they do in real life, I don't know, but
I mean, it's hard. And we talked a little bit about that, how it's hard to separate, like Twitter and podcasts and things. It's hard to separate that from real life. It is real part of real life. But I don't know. It's in a perfect world, you would hope that you wouldn't have to do any of that education and stuff. But it is amazing that you guys have been able to do that for some people and stuff. And I'm sure that's amazing. It feels good. Probably.
It really does. For a long time, I was really overwhelmed. It just overwhelmed me. I didn't even know like how to handle it. But
it's a lot of emotion, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've embraced it now, and I'm just really proud of it. I'm really, really proud. You know, I think it's just this amazing thing that somehow Star Wars gave me. I love Star Wars. Like, I love it. I am not a religious person and never have been. And my husband is Irish Catholic through and through. So it was like and it was him. I've shared the story so many times, so if you've heard it before, I'm sorry. But he was the one early on in our relationship who's just like, you know, like, I never thought I'd be able to be with somebody who wasn't religious, because religion is really important to me.
Yeah.
But I realized in being with you that you and I think a lot of the same things, which is how Tom and I operate always. We have very different paths to arrive to the same destination. But he's like, you look at Star Wars like I look at the Bible. And he's like, and he meant it in the most respectful, kind way. Like, that is so easy to make fun of somebody for that. That is very easy. Like, the door's right there.
You know how many times I've had it? Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, I know. Absolutely.
He was just like, he's like, I love how much inspiration you get from it. And I've always felt that way. Like, that was where I went to. That was my door to walk through, if you want to put it that way. That was my book to read. And it is more than a movie to me. It's more than a set of books. It's just, it really has become a part of who I am, and it has shaped my worldview, which is, I'm always grateful. And that's why when I get a Star Wars that I'm challenged by, I feel very much, well, this is a lesson that I need to learn. So, okay, I might not like it right now, but there's a reason I don't like it. I need to learn to shift and navigate and do whatever.
Right.
That said, The Rise of Skywalker is making that very difficult for me.
That's it. And I mean, we can get it. We can get into that a little bit if you need a therapist and stuff for Rise of Skywalker. No, and I was, but I love the way you put some of these things and stuff. Absolutely. Like, there's that. I wish more people thought like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mean to to put you on the spot or anything, but just like if more people thought, I don't get this, there's something I need to learn from this. I don't know. I want to be optimistic and think that like that could be good for a lot of people if we had more people do that. But again, we have so many people who it's so easy to just double down and go, no. I'm gonna say these words. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I'm gonna believe what I want to believe, even though it's being challenged by evidence and things like that. And so,
one of the things we talk a lot about After Dark, more than all of us, but I think we talk a lot about being queer, and sometimes like we forget there are straight people in the world. Like we get so like in our bubble and you just kind of forget, like legit. I know that probably sounds very weird to a lot of people, but you just kind of forget. You get around your people, and one of the greatest gifts that this has brought me is I've never been so fully seen by people. Like every layer of who I am, I have found people that are the same, and it's never happened until this happened, which is amazing. But as queer people, when we come out, when we're learning and admitting to ourselves that we're gay or however we identify, we are automatically challenged. And so we have to like examine ourselves and read into every single thing that we have ever done. We have to challenge every thought that we were raised with. So I don't know if this is true. This is where I say I forget that they're straight people, because maybe straight people have to do the same thing. I don't know. But we are so used to needing to be challenged by ourselves, like for ourselves. And there are so many people in our community that are different than us, that we are all together, because at the end of the day, many of us are all rejected by everybody else. So we find each other and we are challenged yet again to like meet other people. So I just feel as a queer person, we are more used to it. And I believe we're skilled at it because we've had to do it for so long. And for that, I'm really grateful. Like I'm so glad that I'm gay. Like I'm just really, really glad, because I think being gay and having some of those challenges has made me a softer person. Being a dad has softened me a lot.
Oh man. Absolutely.
I think I'm really grateful for that, because it is so easy to double down and like, nope, not going to do it. Not going to like, at some point you learn by giving doesn't mean you're losing, but there's so many people who don't get that. They just don't get it.
You would hope that it's mainly younger people. I mean, I would hope no one really doubles down as bad on some of the stuff that I've seen people double down on. But you would hope that it is younger people who will learn someday, hopefully. But I've seen just as many, especially in the last couple of years. Older people I used to have respect for just absolutely double down on some stuff that I'm like, really?
Yep.
Really? Why aren't you practicing what you preach? Why aren't you? It's so frustrating. I don't know. I wouldn't say that the straight experience is exactly the exact same at all the same with the questioning of things. I mean, maybe a little bit. The only thing I can see a parallel in is with if you're questioning maybe what you've been taught in whatever your parents' religion is or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is just fascinating and sad. I don't not sad. I mean, it's. I want to latch onto that hope that you're talking about. That there is hope that people are going to change. I have seen plenty of it.
Yep.
So I don't. For some reason, the doubling down is what sticks with us the most, unfortunately. And that's the sad part of this life,
100%. I just had this conversation with my middle son, and it's something I very much believe in, and it is very hard. But, you know, Eli was upset about the way, like, some of his brothers or whatever. It's childhood squabbles, nothing big, right? But at the same time, I said, E, if all you do is see what your brothers don't want you to do, you'll never see what they do want you to do. And I'm like, if all you see is the bad in the world, then that's all you're going to see.
Right.
I would much rather live in a world where I believe in people. So that's what I choose to focus on. And because that's what, as Qui-Gon says, your focus becomes your reality. And
Absolutely.
Because I believe in the most of people, more often than not, I see the better in people. So when I meet an a-hole who isn't willing to change, it's just a whole lot easier to shrug them off because I know there are more of you.
Right.
Well, and that's something that I got from Star Wars, I think, more than anything ever before. And that's just how I choose to live my life. If you choose to live the other side, I can't tell you that's the wrong way to go. That's the wrong way for me.
Right. Right.
So.
Well, no, honestly, I try. I hope I don't sound like I try not to focus on the negative, but it has been difficult the last couple of years. Just, for everyone's got their own. I have a saying where it doesn't matter what shit you're going through. No one likes to wade through shit. So it doesn't matter how high it is. It's no one wants shit on it. So that's my kind of thing. So I don't judge anyone's, whatever you're going through. It's all hard for you. It's fun, but I might have forgotten where I was going, giving my convoluted saying there.
Sorry.
No, not you. It was me talking about shit for so long there. But anyway, sorry, Mom, who's probably watching by now. Love you. But anyway, no. I tell you. It reminds me of the I think the line from Into the Dark that I was telling you, I think earlier, where a Jedi had saved someone. No, this isn't a great spoiler. A Jedi saves a bad person. It's not a big thing.
Oh, I've heard. You're not gonna. Anyone here? I don't know. I've heard it all.
Well, I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the chat getting angry and stuff. But no worries. This isn't a big thing. But there's like a part where a Jedi saves a Nihil, essentially, and they're cursing at them and stuff, and all of that. And they say it's whatever they're saying. I can't hear them. It's okay. Let the wretch be. Let the wretch hate is the name of the quote that has absolutely been burned, I think, forever into my brain. I just listened to that literally an hour before we got on here, but it's the way that they were saving that person's life. It doesn't matter that they're cussing me out, that they don't like me. Let them hate. People are safe. It's fine. I'm going to do good no matter what. It doesn't matter what this loudmouth on the internet is trying to say. If my family is having it being, if your family's being like belligerent to you about like certain things, you like, if you're challenging someone you love's beliefs or whatever, it doesn't matter. Let the wretch hate if they want to hate. It's just, honestly, that needs to be, if someone needs to make a t-shirt out of it if they haven't.
You don't do the right thing or the good thing to get credit, which some people do, and that's the BS that you can see right through a mile away. Away. And
clout.
You do the right thing and you do the good thing because it's the right thing and it's the good thing. You don't do it for reward. You don't do it for praise. You don't do it because the person asked you to. You do it because it's right. And when someone thanks you for it or is nice to you, that's an added benefit. But you're right. You don't go, oh, you weren't nice to me. I wish I would have never done that. No. You did the right thing, and that period, end of sentence. And someone, I have no business what someone thinks of me. I can represent myself the way I choose to represent myself, and I can promise you that I work hard every single day to be the best person that I can possibly be. And what you interpret with that is not really my concern.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And honestly, if the worst that people. I'll bring a little bit of my personal life up. I had a little bit of personal drama a couple of weeks back, and I had posted something about it online. Someone got mad from my past because I said the word shit in a tweet. And I don't know how they found it. They Googled me, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. Again, let the wretch hate.
Yeah.
But someone I think that we all know, like, had said something to me that and this is true for everyone. I'm not trying to just brag on me because I hate doing that, honestly. But what he had said was, if the worst thing they can find on you is that you said shit, that speaks to what's the word he used? That speaks to the lack of whatever they have in their character. That speaks to the deficiency in them, not you. And that is just, I mean, it's
actually, it speaks to your character
so
as well. If that's all they could find, well, then you should be standing really proud of who you are. Really?
Right,
That's it? Okay.
Right. Well, and I mean, it's hilarious that was something that someone got mad at me about, but again, not to make I made it about me, even though I said I don't want to make it about me. But it's true for all of us and stuff. Like, you be a person who be the kind of person that, like you're saying, doesn't do the right thing because it's for clout. It's because I get points. I get, like, people will like me. I'll have more followers. I'll get people to be nice to me as well. And there were days where, like, I was in Bible class where they were teaching things. It's not everyone's, but there are things where it's like, some people make it all about, well, we do good things so we can go to heaven. And I'm like, well, I always, again, not to take it to religion and stuff, but the way I always looked at what Jesus himself said is, it's not about the getting to heaven. It's about bringing that piece of heaven to earth is what you're supposed to do. And then, sure, maybe you get to go when you die. Maybe, who cares, right? It's like Frammy says here. Kindness is magic. It's 100%. I don't know. It's a very just hard. It's an interesting phenomenon. For humankind, honestly. I don't know. And like you said, let me give you this. Something you said really reminded me of this, and I promise I'm going to let you talk in the show that's supposed to be about me interviewing you. But maybe this will help you, like, Rise of Skywalker a little bit. You talked a little bit about, how there are more of the good people and stuff. Part of Rise of Skywalker that I do actually love and gives me chills and almost like makes me burst into tears, at least the first few times I watched it, is the moment when, no matter where the hell did they come from, you have basically the galaxy showing up at the end. And the line, especially from the wretches, let the wretches hate, the first order, the final order, whatever, was it Pride? General Pride?
Mm-hmm.
All these bad guys who have names that are just absolutely ridiculous. But he's talking like, where these people come from? They have no navy and stuff. It's not a navy, sir. It's just people. It truly, like, there are more people willing to do good. I mean, there are some people I think that are like I was a couple years ago, maybe like kind of standoffish because you don't want to make waves, you don't want to do whatever. But if I can say anything to anyone who is like that out there, there are more people wanting to do good. You will have people have your back. Don't be afraid because you think you're going to be alone. Stand up, do what you need to do. So anyway, that's Now stop preaching now. I'll stop.
No, 1,000%. 1,000%. You'd be surprised how many people are there. I mean, honestly, I brought this up, at the beginning of Pride Month. So on whatever that first Friday was, we had a live stream and we were bombarded with all this like horrible, horrible stuff. Never dreamed that would happen.
Right.
Also, not surprised that it happened, I guess. Like, if I'm going to be totally honest.
Unfortunately, that's the world we live in, right?
Yeah, it was awful. But the amount of support that we got afterwards was so incredibly overwhelming. Like, I'm so, like, grateful. And that, like, I said in a thing to thank everybody because I didn't even know what to do. Like, I didn't even know, like, how to handle that. But as a 42-year-old gay dude, I never in a million years would have thought that many non-gay people would stand by me. I feel that way with the podcast. Like, I can't believe how many non-gay people listen to the podcast, and we're a very gay show. We don't hold anything back. Like, but it's just, it's just something that I didn't think could happen. And it very much is like that end of The Rise of Skywalker. There are more people. And all it takes is a few people to stand up for the other people to be brave enough to do the same thing too. Because it is scary. It's scary even with 1,000 people behind you. You're challenging a system. It's really, really scary, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's hard. It's really hard to challenge a system.
Right. Well, I don't think that should be. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's just really hard, and you don't know what's going to come later. Because if you challenge the system and you win, well, then you're left with the unknown. And so that's also scary. Then all of a sudden, then you got there, then you're like, okay, but what do I do now? Now there's this whole other, you're like, oh, whoa. You know?
Right.
I mean, 4 years ago, we got that. People wanted to challenge the system because we didn't like where the country was going. And then we got this new thing. And we're like, that's what it's going to look. Okay.
I tell you, one of the things that really challenged my faith was many people who that time was like, well, I'm holding my nose and voting. And then on this side of it, we're like, absolutely just standing up for every little moment and stuff, not to get too far into any of that and stuff, but it's discouraging. It is discouraging. And I don't know, not that you should, I don't know. It's like, you don't want to say it's okay to not do the right thing because it's scary.
Yep.
But maybe just to acknowledge it is scary. It's hard. But you're not going to be, you might have to take the first step alone, but you're going to be surprised at the chorus of voices who comes to your back. Like, you really, truly are.
That's what my life experience has taught me, you know, and maybe I'm a few of the far between, but that's what my life experience has taught me. 100%.
No, same. And that's, like you said, the people who are genuine online that you can tell, you feel it, right? Like, online feels a little bit like that sometimes. I'm sure you felt like who was it? I can't remember the end of TROS right now. I do watch it. I have come to terms with it, like I said, but you feel like the resistance when that fleet shows it, probably, you know, when any of that kind of stuff happens. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't ask for this, but this is pretty awesome. It's incredible, and we need more of that. We need to do more of that for each other. We need to have people's backs. Once you honestly, and in my experience, once you rip the Band-Aid off of disappointing people, it doesn't matter. I'm not scared of disappointment, especially after the pandemic and stuff, man. It really, I've told my parents, I've told a lot of people I love, I said, I am going to be difficult to deal with now, because I don't care if I hurt your feelings. I'm going to tell you what I think is right. I'm going to tell you what I think if you ask of it. And I guess that's, if any of you out there are like maybe on the fence about standing up for anything you think you should, maybe I guess that's some solace that Bryan and I could both give you, is to say that once you take that Band-Aid off, man, it's done. You don't have to worry about it ever again. And just keep on doing it. Do what you got to do. Do what needs to be done. I just mean to quote Palpatine just then, do what must be done. But let's say, if I'm trying to think, is there a Mon Mothma quote or something I could quote besides that? But anyway, man. Well, hey, listen, real quick before we get off of here, are you okay if we bring some people in from the chat? Actually, let them call in.
I love it.
All right. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat, guys. Okay, here comes the time. I've absolutely enjoyed having this conversation. We're not done. By the way. But Bryan, man, this is the beginning. I'm gonna say, hey, I cracked open my beer during what you were saying a minute ago. So I hope we're all good here. There we go. All right. So no, I am not a Palpatine, Connor. Thank you very much. But it's fine. I'm honestly surprised, Steve. We have someone who comes to our live streams usually. He's come to Scotty's. I can't remember if he was here for the first episode of Hyperfocus. But we have someone
that was so good.
Oh man, I love Nick. Nick kind of came in for me in a pinch and stuff, and I'm forever, like you said, this little family, this online family of people that a lot of us have found is incredible, and it grows every day, which I love, because I could always use more friends. Frankly, I think all of us could use more friends always. But anyway, here we go. All right, so the link is in the chat, guys. Come on in. Don't be scared. Come in and talk with me and Bryan. We're having a good time. We just cracked open more alcohol. It's good. Come on. Okay, here we go. Oh,
Yes.
1 second here. We have Andy coming in. Let me add him to the stream. Andy, how you doing, bud?
Hello.
Oh,
Geez, I have both going. Let me mute that. Hi.
Oh, you're fine.
This is so cool.
everyone.
Andy, thanks for coming on, man.
Andy is the greatest. They're amazing and wonderful, and I love them. They were just on our podcast for Pride Month, and you want to hear the greatest take on Anakin and Padme? That's your person.
Oh, dude.
Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well,
Amazing.
Andy, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. And I just listen. I'm interested now. I don't know. Maybe I should go listen to the pod or something. But what do you? I don't know. Do you want to talk about anything we've talked about?
Sure.
What do you want to?
So I was a pastor before I came out of the closet.
Oh,
So
okay.
I very much understand the pressure of hiding a relationship from a institution you are a part of. I was dating my now fiance the entire time almost that I was a pastor. So
Right.
Anakin trying to keep Padme a secret is something that I can really relate to. And I remembered when the prequels were coming out, people would complain that the relationship didn't feel real. The stakes didn't feel real. The stakes didn't feel earned. Like, oh, Padme's a senator, so she can't date a Jedi. Like, that doesn't make any sense. They should just like complaining that the romance felt fake or felt forced, or
Right.
the stakes didn't feel earned. And I'm sitting there as a queer person watching it, and I'm like, no, this feels way too real. Like, I can understand this way too much. And not that I would ever murder younglings or anything, but there does come a point where you're living this double life and it is ruining you, and the stress is getting so bad, and you're coping in unhealthy ways. And I just think that Anakin and Padme, to me, it reads more true if it is a same-sex couple. Because, you know, if you think about, like, well, why can't a senator have a relationship with a Jedi? Well, a senator can't have a same-sex relationship even in the U.S. today. Like, how many politicians have we had? You know? And the ones we do have, you know, Harvey Milk, like, they don't last long.
It's not met very kindly at all. Not at all.
No. So, like, the need for a politician to keep that relationship a secret, to me, rings more true if it's a same-sex couple. Same with a space wizard. Like, Anakin is essentially a warrior priest. So, like,
right.
I get why, like, it just rings more true from that lens. So that is my take on Anakin and Padme. Not to
incredible.
Like drop my life story.
No. So, but honestly, this is what this show is about. Frankly, is getting people's, like, their focus. They're like, what happened to them? What's going on in your life? And so, thank you so much for sharing that. Honestly, I mean,
for sure.
I was I worked in ministry for almost a decade. Okay,
and so sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, thank you. Your condolences are well. Yeah. And Nick is this, like, our buddy Nick Milkey is exactly the same. You know, we both worked with youth, honestly, and stuff. And you are expected, in some unwritten rules, frankly, to just, you have to adhere to, you don't make waves, don't adhere to different things. You know, it's a completely different thing. But I personally got to a point where I felt that my quiet opposition was more enabling of certain things that I think shouldn't happen in an institution of faith. Like, people, like, things that I think, you know, again, not to get too into it, but the old the guy that they say that they, you know, follow, probably wouldn't. I think the man upstairs probably wouldn't be too happy if what, you know, Jesus said was true, you know, with the way that they are treating people and things like that. And so I just, that's kind of been my personal journey with that. But I appreciate you sharing that, because it's to me interesting, and, well, not interesting. it's something that I think more people need to know, especially who are in maybe that background, that there are people who struggle with this, right, and stuff, especially people who were working in ministry and things like that. That
the
I struggled.
evangelical movement is getting more vocal, which I think is great that ex-evangelicals are speaking up. I do feel like ex-evangelicals are trying to raise alarm bells, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, it can't be that bad in there. And I'm like, no, it truly can.
There's a lot of trauma
yeah,
going on in there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I got diagnosed with PTSD, which is something that I'm only just now talking about because it's bizarre, but it
doesn't surprise me.
It was absolutely, it feels like another life at this point. I'm far enough removed from it that I can talk about it without it being too difficult. But
right.
Yeah, Star Wars is great.
Sorry. I mean, hey, I try to draw it out of you and stuff. It's fine. But Andy, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Seriously. Thanks for it's so cool that you had people call in. That's awesome. This was my first time listening. So Bryan, thank you for guesting on here and bringing me over, because I came to hear Bryan, and I'm so glad that I started listening. So,
hey man, well, hey, we do a lot. Like Scotty, my buddy that I do this with, he does a gaming stream, not about Star Wars. It can be Star Wars, it could be whatever. But we also do a live show where we get, it's a couple of white straight dudes, but we get weird. We get really weird. About a lot of weird things in Star Wars and stuff. Actually, this week there's a guy about to come in here. We're about to talk about the Jedi Prince series. We're actually going to have him come on because he's like he is the foremost expert on the Jedi Prince series, and we are going to have him come in and tell me and Scotty about it. I've listened to a podcast about the glove of Darth Vader and stuff, but if you know anything about it, you know that there's some weird. Palpatine got freaky with some people and had some weird kids.
I'm gonna try Oculus Truther for sure.
Oh, you mind if I bring him in? You want to stay around?
Yeah, bring him in.
All right, sweet. Okay, let's bring in Michael. Hey,
hello everybody.
Hey. Stay hydrated, buddy. Stay hydrated. Okay. Yes, Michael is our guest. Actually, he's a longtime follower of ours and stuff. He does his own podcast. I'll let you talk. So
no, keep going. I like hearing your perceptions.
Oh, okay. Michael is the foremost expert on the Jedi Prince series. He runs a podcast called All Remaining Systems, and he is just a gentleman and a scholar. Also, an Arkansas boy. He's still down there, but hey, I try to keep him. If he gets. I'm not his father. I know we're wearing the same hat and everything. I'm like an older brother probably, but who knows? But you know how it is. The struggle is real for us Arkansas boys who don't feel like we really fit the Arkansas mold.
Yeah, so, we're slightly different from the stereotypical Arkansan, shall we say?
Typically, we all wear shoes. By the way, everyone down there does wear shoes. Some people
95% of people wear shoes. Let's be
95% of people wear shoes.
That's important.
And we don't all eat roadkill. I can't tell you how many people made the joke when I moved up to Michigan. They were like, "Oh yeah, you guys are like that roadkill delicacy, right?" Bro, I came from like the largest metropolitan area in Northeast Arkansas. Okay, back off. Okay, I don't even want to touch that possum with my bare hands. Anyway, go on.
No, I was just gonna say I've been loving hearing this discussion and stream tonight.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Come on, Nick, don't do that to the poor guy.
But no,
that's such a dad move, Nick.
Yeah, Nick, come on. You're supposed to be a Southern gentleman, not a narc. Gosh.
Yeah, Nick Milky, a real narc.
But Mark Milky, as they call him. Sorry, I thought that was really funny. Go on.
I don't even remember what I was saying at this point.
Damn it, Nick!
We got distracted bullying Nick.
We did.
But
anyway, you're free to drink if you want. It's fine. You're of age. It's fine.
Yeehaw. But no, looking forward to later this week as well. I've been doing some research, getting caught back up.
I've been staying the heck away from it so we can be surprised.
Since
What was that?
2002, maybe.
Oh, they're an
wow.
absolute delight.
Just what a throwback! Wow.
The saga of Trioculus is a notorious one, and one that I cannot wait to share with the world.
Oh man, and you're gonna have to like you might have to point us to some images that we need to make sure we can put on the screen.
Oh yeah.
There's one that I know that you share that I am like I don't think that was in Glove of Darth Vader, and I'm a little like I don't know what the hell is going on there. It looks
the one with the lasers.
Yes, it's the laser eye one, and it is absolutely batshit insane. I don't know what the hell is going on in that scene, but it is. Tune in Thursday for the sizzle.
I can tell you that the laser eyes are always my favorite YouTube channels. Like those are always my favorite things to go to. I'm like, oh, quality.
I don't know if you guys follow Bro Axiom, but they posted they have Jackson and them on. Did you see they posted that
the laser eye,
the laser eye, all of them with laser eyes for next week's Poodoo or whatever. Because we were like going on a chat. I posted go look at my Twitter feed and stuff. I posted a GIF or not a GIF. It's like a screenshot from one of the newer comics from I think War of the Bounty Hunters, where Han Solo looks like he has like jowls. It doesn't look like Han Solo. I call him Ham Solo, but I posted him with laser eyes and stuff on that. So anyway, this is just me talking about Twitter. So Michael, do you have anything? Do you want to talk about anything that me and Bryan talked about? Do you have any questions for Bryan or Andy?
I was just going to say, I love the discussion. I had a really difficult work weekend, so this was a very nice stream as I'm sort of going into my days off. It was just a very nice end of the day. So really appreciate the show and just wanted to say that I really enjoyed it.
Hey, that's fantastic. Well, and that could be the Modelo talking, but, we'll see. I don't know. Did we guess right? Someone was guessing Modelo, I think, there. It was Boop. Sorry, I didn't see the beginning. I didn't see the beginning of that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Boop. Come on. Anyway, well, hey, thank you guys for coming on. I'm gonna go ahead and Andy, Michael, feel free to stay down there until the show's over. Feel free to stay after if you want to have an after party. I don't know. I'm thinking that Bryan might need to get going. But listen, guys, I'm gonna take y'all out, and then I think we'll end this. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Love you guys. Excited for Thursday.
Oh, thanks, Andy. I'm so glad you found us.
Andy's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Oh no, we might have to hold off. Bryan, do you need to get gone?
No, I'm good. The only thing I will say is I just heard my garage door open, and I have 3 young boys who just came home from camp, so it may get loud for a minute.
That's okay. We won't keep you very long because I'm sure you want to go hug every one of their necks and stuff for sure.
No, I'm good.
Hold on. Good. I'm going to bring in one last guest, one last caller, if I will. This is Connor from Knights of the Nerd Republic. How you doing, buddy? Oh no! Connor, I can hear you. You're still.
There we go.
Trino.
Okay.
There we go.
There. Perfect. Woo.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Not much. How are you guys?
Oh, dude, we're doing great.
I love talking Darksaber with Connor. Holy shiz balls. That was a while ago. We were on Kiki Waffle together, and then it became very late, very early, and we were chit-chatting, all sorts of Darksaber talk. It was great.
Oh,
fantastic!
Yeah, now that you mentioned it, I'm slowly remembering that. Yeah, it's been a while. That was a while back.
It was. I'm really glad I made a great impression. That was great. I was really a memorable person.
I think that's our first shade of the night thrown right there. I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, sip it. Listen, I know was that the Bad Batch after show on that, or was it? I don't know. I love Geeky Waffle.
It was a long time ago.
And again, far away.
Yeah.
Go check out Geeky Waffle again. They're more friends of Scotty and I, the Bombad cast. I'm sure everyone here and stuff. I just love Arzu, Candace, Norhal, Maggie. All of them are just terrific, amazing people. Go check them all out. But okay, no, Darksaber is pretty great. I saw who posted it. It was a sweatshirt and it said "earned, not given," and it had the hilt of the Darksaber on it, and I still want it. Haven't quite pulled the trigger on that one. That's free. You just take it if you want. You don't have to. It's fine. Connor, did you have anything you wanted to like talk about, like that we talked about? Anything you wanted to add to the conversation or anything, or just coming in to say hey?
Well, just coming in to say hey, and then probably
it's one of the best things anyway.
What was it? How when you were talking, because I came in late when you were mentioned to Bryan about like how Star Wars was sort of your spiritual outlet. It's pretty much the same thing for me. Like, I'm not religious at all, but Star Wars provided like that sort of outlet for spirituality for me.
Yep.
And like I kind of like sort of got what that meant, you know, through Star Wars.
Absolutely.
And just how not just not Star Wars, but like how just religion and just spiritual supreme beings just resonate with people with their belief. So
no, that's amazing.
I agree so much. Yep.
No, yeah. See, and it's I mean, that is what George designed it to do in a way, right? Like he said he put a little bit of every religion he could find into like the Force, into Star Wars, to kind of make it a little
bit of everything.
A little bit of everything for morality, like hodgepodge, but also things that human beings need to know in order to be kind, empathetic people. Not that you need religion or anything like that. Hopefully, just as a human being, you want to be nice to other human beings. I would hope. But it just, I love that George put that in there, that he kind of like, that was his thing. He's like, I wanted to make these essentially morality tales. But not the kind that shame you, the kind that make you go, I want to be a better person, which are the best kind of morality tales.
Yep.
So
100.
Anyway.
Yep.
All right. Well, Connor, man, thank you so much for calling in. I'm going to take you out right now, if that's okay. And then I'm kind. I'm unlike the guys at Force Connect who force push you out and stuff. I'm going to gently say, look, I'm going to take you out. I'm going to sit you down and go, look, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. You're going to feel a slight pinch and it's going to be okay. But hey, feel free to stay again and watch the show from backstage. I think we're about to end things here. I gotta let Bryan here go hug his kids. And so, but anyway, thanks for stopping by, Connor. Bryan, man, thank you so much for stopping in. I seriously appreciate it. And I hope that this is only the beginning of just this beautiful friendship, this beautiful relationship, hopefully between Bombadcast and Pink Milk, because honestly, we're going to have to get you, I'm going to have to get your co-hosts on here, and we're going to have to just get a majority of you guys onto, we're probably just going to have to, we could bring all of you on at the same time onto Bombadcast sometime. That might actually be kind of fun. So I don't know. Who knows? We're making plans as we make the show. Oh, fantastic. But anyway, man, well, hey, why don't you go ahead and share with everyone again where they can find you, just so we know.
Yeah. So you can find us on YouTube, which I hope you subscribe by now. And I turn this off. I hope I got to 400 followers. Just kidding. Blink,
we better be honestly. We've had like 15 to 20 people. Go if you're not over 400. I mean, just come on, guys. Go like them. Go. I know you didn't want to miss the show, but go right now and do it before Bryan looks. Okay.
No, don't embarrass me. YouTube. We're on YouTube with Mark Perez. There is one of our beautiful co-hosts in the chat there. Oh, hey, Turbo. Mark. I didn't even see Turbo was in here. Every Friday night at 7:30, 10:30, where we take deeper dives into Star Wars and get real thirsty and real steamy in the steam room. You will never find a nicer group of people in a chat room. They're amazing.
That's fantastic.
And then on Wednesdays, you can listen to myself and my husband, Tom, talk Star Wars. Tom is a casual fan at best, and we have a lot of really great time.
That's fantastic.
So, we're challenging his casualness now after almost 2 years of podcasting, because he knows more than he thinks he does. But yeah, we have a great time. And then you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Serving Pink Milk. It's a good show.
That's fantastic.
Good fun. It's good fun. It's awesome. And yeah, thank you, Jerry. Thank you to everyone here for coming out. Thank you to everyone for supporting Pink Milk and being as amazing and welcoming as you have been. Love it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's been, things like meeting you, meeting Andy, meeting Lauren, meeting Mark, who I met Mark through the show before we even had a show together. Like,
right.
To talk about seeing the good in things. There's a lot of garbage on Twitter, as we all know, but Twitter wouldn't, all of us met because of Twitter. It's the best part.
It's not all bad. And I've said that it has gotten me through a lot over the past, year of pandemic and a lot of terrible things. And so yes, it has the great capacity, like all things in this world, it has the great capacity to do horrific things. And it also has an even greater capacity to do amazing, wonderful things, connect wonderful people who need to be connected, for people to find their people. And that's the good that can be done. So thank you so much, Bryan, for showing up, for coming here.
Thank you.
Hey, we'll see you next time, guys, on Hyperfocus. So thanks. Bye.